There you go. This takes a bit of time for the number one thing to start up. It's the 1st of July. We're finished with June for this year. It's the 1st of July. It's 9:10 in the evening, and I'm walking Tuco. You want me to let you go, Tuco? Allez. Hope we don't meet anybody. Anyway, it's the 1st of July, 9:10, and it's bright. We had some storms earlier. Now the sky is, there's a lot of blue in the sky. Sun's gone down, but it's still very bright. 9:10. And it's funny, I've seem to have lost my, I do like this time of the year, but I seem to have lost my, I don't know, preference or a reverence for this time of the year. I'm not into it as much. It's almost like when I was in the Connemara, I couldn't, I'll let you go, what are you stopping for? This is supposed to be a treat for you, Tuco. You're supposed to be really happy. Yeah, in the Connemara, I couldn't really enjoy the long evenings, and so they became more and more precious. And if Flo ever let me leave at 9 o'clock or 7:30, then the walk home was always special. But now I've got all the time in the world, all the evenings in the world, because my course finishes at 4. Because of that, I am around in the evening, every single evening, to watch the sun go down. And so it's become less of a deal. Anyway, I should put this day in context, because of course today was a special day. This morning, which seems like yesterday, really does seems like yesterday, the day before even, I did my oral test to get the CLOI certificate. I arrived at about 8:15 and brought my laptop, set everything up. Was a little apprehensive about the Zoom. I wasn't sure whether I was supposed to do anything or just wait for things to happen. And things just happened. This nice lady with the whitest hair came on and started talking to me in French. And again, I can't really count your chickens till they're hatched. And I don't really know what level of, because you're kind of marked on your vocabulary, the use of the past tense and complicated kind of phrases, and I tried to keep things very simple. But she asked me questions like, why did I come to France, and what job did I do in France? She asked me to talk about the restaurant and then talk about what jobs I did in London. And then the role play thing, I had to reserve a table for 10 people. So it was really, really straightforward. In fact, I'd go so far as to say, if I hadn't done even the 5 months, maybe I'm being a bit, maybe I'm overstretching here, but I think I could have passed that test without doing any of the class, because I just know so much vocabulary from the restaurant. I could talk about my work. I maybe wouldn't have been able to do the past tense, je suis allé, je suis parti, j'ai habité. I wouldn't have been as confident with those things. J'étais, j'avais. But that's true, actually, in fairness. But I talked and I never ran out of things to say. I had 1 or 2 pauses, had to think of things. But it was fine. The only mistake I made is I had to reserve a table for déjeuner, which is midday it's lunch, and I first of all I reserved the table for 7, and then I went, oh, déjeuner. But I think I did okay. In the end, she kind of put a stop to it, so it wasn't like I ran out of things to say. She had to kind of cut me off. Anyway, it's beside the point. I wasn't really stressed about this thing at all, to be honest, because it's just a piece of paper. It doesn't really matter. My stomach is just like a balloon again. When I breathe in, my stomach inflates like a balloon, and I look like some old fucking guy with the beer belly. I hate that. I don't like having I like to be thin. I mean, I am thin. It's just air, I think. And then I was the first to go again, so I finished, and I was home by about 10:30 again, like last week. And tomorrow I don't have to be until 10:30 in the morning, and it's just Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. That's it. I don't know what we're going to do tomorrow. It'll be interesting because everything will be done. The 2 tests. She doesn't have to teach us anymore. It's finished. I'm sure she'll keep going like nothing's changed, because it's really in that woman's blood. I think she can't help but go through the French the way she's been doing it for the 5 months. It's not going to be any change. And then, of course, this day a week. It's hard to believe it's approaching now. I'm into July, but this day a week I'll be finished my 2nd day of work in Carrefour. Maybe it's nice to get this thing done before the kind of so-called holidays. I mean, I'm on a constant holiday, really. But let's say it's a kind of, I'm looking forward to August. Has been kind of a month where there's nothing, just really chill out. Maybe me and Flo will go somewhere, maybe we won't. This is the first thing on my Philips device here. I'm happy to say I've uploaded everything to my channel, so I'm up to date, which is nice. Yeah. So July is a busy month. A lot of stuff happening in the next couple of weeks. Mainly, there's the internship thing to get done, and then there's all these tests. And once that's done, I say to myself every Friday like this Friday, Flo went to Marival and I had the weekend, and there's always this sense of looking to this moment. I can't help it. It's like when this is done and that's done and I get to here, there's this really stupid, naive, innocent thought that everything will be fine, kind of, at that moment, that my trials will be over, because hopefully all my tests will be fine, and hopefully maybe I like Carrefour and they'll say, yeah, come back in a few months, whatever, and I will miraculously be in that holiday mode continuously. But it is just a looking ahead, a looking forward to, which is a really nice thing to do, and I haven't done that very much, so I'm not against saying, I can't wait for August. But at the same time, I've so many times I've been like, I can't wait for the weekend. I'm going to come home and have a weekend on my own. I'm going to sit down on the couch. I'm going to talk into my Panasonic machine and do some recording. And it lasts for 2.5 minutes. And then some shit comes into your mind and it's like, it doesn't matter, you're still kind of, I'm not as free as I thought I'd be. August will be just the same. I'm saying this to myself perhaps to try and appreciate the month, maybe that's in it. Appreciate this month. I thought I saw somebody walking, and it's like they literally disappeared into a hedge. That was a bit weird. Tuco! Wait. It's like I saw a ghost and they just disappeared, or somebody walked. I mean, from here you can't see. Maybe there are gaps and they kind of are bringing their dog through the woods, more than likely. Let's go back, Tuco. Allez! Let's go back before it gets dark. But that was a little weird. I am such a skeptic on everything like that. But that was a weird sight. And it'd be a bit reassuring for me if I saw somebody coming out of that clump of wood, clump of trees. It could have been, it's possible it could have been an animal, but it really looked like a person walking. But they walked and they just literally disappeared. That's kind of freaked me out a bit. I'm staring at this. It's like we're at near the pond part, and then you go down toward the pylon, and it's. I know I must be. There is a gap there that you walk into to get to the river, but I can see that from here. And the person that disappeared, they're not at that point yet, as far as I can see. It's before that point. Well, I mean, it's quite possibly somebody that's just walking and they know the area and they're just walking in the woods. But that really seemed really like a person seemed to disappear. Where's my dog? My dog hasn't disappeared as well, has he? Tuco, where are you? Ah, there you are. Well, that's I cut that live on my audio. I keep, and I will. I'll keep looking back as I go home. But I mean, it's possible there's somebody could have a van or something on the other side. They could have drove in that way. They could be just walking around and now they're going back to there's an awful lot of possibilities that there's people there, maybe by the river, maybe young people, maybe somebody camping, and they just literally went into the bush. I mean, someone was glancing at me, I could do the same without, if they're looking at me and then they glance away and I just walk straight in here, and it'll probably look like I disappeared. So, goodbye, Tuco. So yeah, just saying I should appreciate the month and all the things, and not be wishing ahead to some August when in actual fact probably not gonna, I won't be too different anyway. I mean, who knows? I don't know. But you know what I mean. I've looked forward to so many weekends, and it's not that they're bad or anything, it's just when I'm into the weekend, very quickly it becomes the norm, and then it's like, this isn't such a big deal. I was looking forward to this for a long time, and now I don't feel much elation. The elation almost comes when you're driving home in the car and you're thinking, that's it, I'm finished for the weekend. I'm looking back again, I don't see anything. Thing is, I just looked up, and it wasn't like if I'd seen somebody walking earlier, but I didn't. I just looked up and I saw a person, literally for a second, and then they disappeared. Flo will like that story. If you saw somebody walking earlier on, then you'd be like, oh, it must have been that person, they're gone that way. The sun has gone down and it's light's starting to fade. And whoever it was, they were wearing light clothes, like very light brown. If I were a braver man, I would have maybe carried on to see, is there people staying there? If I were a braver person. But that's the kind of thing they do in those stupid horror movies. They go, so I'm doing the right thing here, I think. Just turning around and going home. Isn't that right, Tuco? That's my boy. So, how long have I? 17 minutes. So yeah, it's hard to believe that after this week I won't be getting up to go to Manosque. I won't be going to Manosque next week. You know, next Monday I won't be getting up at 7:15 and driving through that road that I came to really like. That was one of the funny things, actually. At the beginning I was terrified of driving. By the end it became the very thing that got me out of bed. I actually look forward to the drive and arriving. It was nice arriving early, being ready, having everything set up before the rest of the students arrived. And then of course going home was nice. And I had a few McDonald's, not much. So what else is there to say about today? Luna's doing well with her kittens. They're getting bigger. They're walking around. We've got this big maize field now in front of us. That's not... there's no maize yet. But when there is, it's not going to be something I'm going to enjoy walking past, because it can be a great place for wild pigs and things to stay, because they've got all that food. Anyhow, let's go back to God. was that? What did you see? He just jumped around a bit. Did you see a little murmur? Or a mouse? Huh? A little mouse? Allez. Allez. Now I can see somebody coming. So I guess it was just somebody walking. I don't know if they've got a dog. To go. AC. Anyway, I'm going to say goodbye because I want to go here and put this away. Adios.